Yo. Ladies and gentlemen, all the hip hop heads worldwide, tengo el honor de presentar al único, inconfundible, the one and only EllMatic, yo. Yeah. Con la colaboración del 90 Kid, my man, Big Santino, give it up, give it up. Yo.
Welcome back. And I would like to welcome you to a fan talk about Hertha BSC at home versus Mainz. Alright, for those of you who have not been Hertha fans that long or that haven't been following that long, welcome. This is the definition of Hertha. You have a chance to make a move if it's making that push into Europa League. If it's getting past Union in the table and getting away from relegation against a team that you should, on paper, easily beat. This is Hertha. Hertha BSC. Nothing is ever easy. Nothing is ever logical when it comes to this. But ladies and gentlemen, if you want success, go be a Bayern fan. No. If you want to live passion, this is Hertha. Ups, downs, bad times, good times. It's just what it is. In German, we have a beautiful word for passion. It's called Leidenschaft. Leidenschaft. The ability to be able to suffer for something that you love, I guess. And yes, this is passion. I mean, I am devastated. We played against Mainz. They have allowed 47 goals this season and the second half has just started. They are the worst defense in the Bundesliga. And guess what? Who just spent 24 million euros on a striker? Who just spent, how much did we pay for Luka Bacchio? 23 million on a striker. We did. So if you, oh man, well, however, there are two factors that affect the game. One, on Tuesday, we had a cup fixture against Gelsenkirchen, so we had less time to regenerate and prepare for this game, which unfortunately our team is not used to. We don't really have a lot of these type of games. We don't play in Europa League or Champions League, and so the cup is the only time when we have these midweek games, unless it's everybody in, right, with the regular league games. But historically, since I've been following Hertha, this has always been a problem. So yeah, anyways, we have been, you want to say, struggling a little bit. However, the results against Gelsenkirchen, where we scored 2 goals, the draw at home in the league game before that, were all very promising. Mainz, however, has lost the last 4 or 5 games. They were desperate. They needed a victory. And as so often, Hertha is the Aufbaugegner. The opponent that these struggling teams, when they face us, they win against us. Like this is always every now and then we are this team that helps other teams get back in the groove of things. Well, what's there else to say? Let's get into this game analysis a little bit. We came out in a 3-5-2, which was actually more of a 3-3-2-2. So we had Jahrstein in goal, on the right of him, Stark, in the middle, Boyata, on the left, Torunariga. Then on the far left, midfield, you had Milstead. The holding midfielder, the lone holding midfielder was Askachiba. And then Wolf on the right hand side. In front of them as attacking mids, Maja Grujic, in front of them two, Piontek Köpke. Now this seems, throwing Maja Grujic out there like this, seemed like a way to try to remedy our obvious problem. we have issues with link-up play in the midfield when it's time to move forward. We don't have this one guy that distributes the ball, takes the team forward with him by via 1-2 passing. So it's always these long balls up top, yada yada. Okay, here comes Meyer and Grujic. Grujic has shown us in the past that he's good at this. This is a somewhat new role for Meyer that he's supposed to grow into. Fine. They, however, come out in also a 3-5-2, but their 3-5-2 is more of a 2 holding midfielders, 3 attacking midfielders, 2 strikers. I think that was pretty clever from them, because throughout the first half they had a lot of plays where they were able to play out on the wing and cross the ball in, exploiting our setup, I guess. But let's look at the details of the first half. First of all, before the game even started, I want to shout out all the fans giving respect for Jordan Torunariga with all those number 25 papers. That was great. There were some banners with some writing on there, also stating support for Jordan from both sides, I think. If I remember right, Mainz also had something talking about racism. There is no place for racism in the Bundesliga, so really good. So, kickoff, and there's back and forth, nothing really to talk about. Suddenly, in the 16th minute, out of nowhere, literally, Quaison shoots the ball. He does this. He basically jukes Stark, takes a shot to the far post. Jordan and Boyata both miss the ball or can't get there. The ball goes through kind of 2 of them and scores. Unstoppable for Jahrstein. Arguably, it's a good goal. And there's nothing that can be said there. He juked us and scored. Yeah. 18th minute. Jahrstein saves as last man against Quaison with a nice tackle. And yeah, lots of actions back and forth, but again, kind of neutralizing the typical Hertha play. We do have a little bit more possession, but nothing really forward that happens for us. Yeah, there were some shots, they were mostly all wide. No great changes. And there's nothing really else to be said about the first half. It was very eventless. We enter the second half. Immediately, coach is trying to set some new impulses, which I think was good. He brings on Lukebakio and Dilrosun. Lukebakio for the right, Dilrosun for the left, and he takes out Grujic and Stark. Okay, Stark arguably was the little bit weaker defenders of the other 2 that were there, and we shift to more of a 4-2-3-1. Also in the first half, when we were in offense, it was a 3. In the first half, also, we went to a 3-5-2, but we actually on defense brought those 2 wingers back and had 5 across the back with 3 in front and then 2 in front. So in the second half, we then switched to the 4-2-2-2, which on FIFA used to be for a long time one of my favorite formations. So we bring on the guys for Grujic and Stark, switch to this new formation. So now it's Mittelstädt is on the left, Wolf is on the right, Boyata and Torunariga are in the middle. You have Askachiba, Maya in front. Then you have Lukebakio, Dilrosun, and then the 2 striker Piatek and Köpke. However, it kept morphing back to a 3-5-2, and Meyer would come back in between the center backs, playing the role of like the ball distributor as this middle center back, which I think looked very well. He was able to play some great balls out from between that back line. Pretty good. Again, not a lot of things happening that are noteworthy. I mean, we have a couple shots, they have a couple shots, we neutralize ourselves in the midfield a lot. There's good tackling, goes back and forth. Again, I think Lukebakio, when he came on, he was able to bring some energy. That was a very good sub. He made some great runs down the side, took on some 1v1s, was able to cross some decent balls in the middle, some of which were near misses that could have been really dangerous. So I think that was great for him to come on. I know he was probably rested, that's why he didn't start, but I need him to start the next game against Paderborn. Very important. 71st minute, we bring on Ibisevic for Köpke, which I think makes sense because we were no longer in a counter-attack type tactical setup. We were having more possession, we're trying to cross the balls in, and Ibisevic is just a little bit better when it comes to that. Then 10 minutes later, 81st minute, goal, Quaison, he grabs a second. And it really, to me, looking at it, it just came down to Wolf not being concentrated. He's the right back, he's supposed to guard this dude. He lets this dude just split him and Boyata. Alright, I think this guy Oniwuso, he does a great move on Jordan where he gets his body around and plays this mean ball across goal. But I feel like Wolf was just ball watching. He was just watching Jordan, was like, oh yeah, he's going to clear it out, I'm not going to have to. And Quaison, he was just fresher mentally, made that run in between the two defenders and scored a tap-in. Very simple goal. Way too simple, I think. That was ridiculous. Again, I don't know what's going on with Wolf. He's one good game, horrible game, horrible game, horrible game, good game. I don't know. I think he needs to go on the bench. He needs to sit there for a while, think about what he's doing, and come back with some new energy. In the 84th minute, corner, great header by Boyata, hits Bruma on the way in. It would have scored also without him, so they didn't rule it an own goal. They gave it to Boyata. 86th minute, another great header by Piontek. Yeah, I mean, we were, 2-1, we were trying to come back. So in the last 5 minutes, we do again something that I've said before. We have a great 5 minutes offensive where we're really pushing. We're trying to take the game to them. The center backs are making runs forward. And then in the 80th minute, after a throw-in, Wolf is trying to command the ball, possess the ball, and elbows this guy to the face. Gets a second red yellow, is off. Totally okay, can't say anything, it was a good... And then, as it looked like a 2-1, maybe a possibility for us for a 2-2, there is the ball goes back to their defenders. Their center back plays a long ball over the top. And the striker was offside. It looks like we were trying to play an offside trap because I saw everybody stepping up on their ball. And yeah, it looked like the hat-trick hero, then Quaison, was offside by a little bit. I mean, the Zelke and his goal was called back for less than that. Anyways, the ball's being played through. One of the Mainz guy doesn't touch the ball. He was completely offside, which was a good play from him. His other player comes in, makes a run. Boyata tries to be a hero and slide tackles in there. Doesn't get the ball, hits him. Ref points to the spot and penalty. Yeah. Again, that scene, it could have been offside. It looked like he was leaning ahead. He was offside. He had the advantage over the defender. Back in the day, this would have been completely fine. But I just feel hard done because of what they did to Zelke. He was with his back to the goal, had a little piece of his boot offside. They call it offside, and this guy is clearly leaning over the line. He had like at least this much, not just a centimeter. He had like a foot maybe that he was offside, and they don't give it. Well, if they changed the rules, I'm glad they did. We would have lost anyways, 2-1. If it's 3-1, yeah, it looks bad. In the relegation fight, we might need goal differential, but whatever. It was a weird game. The numbers were all correct, and we just could not get it done. Let's look at the stats of the game. They scored 3 goals, we scored 1. They shot 11 times a goal, we shot 13 times a goal. We ran 117.39 kilometers, which is definitely kind of what we are averaging. They ran 122.8. They definitely ran a lot more. However, they were also more defensive the whole time. Now, what I absolutely love is 86% passing. Yes! Yes! Oh, they only had 75, but yes, 86%. Oh my god, that's great. We had 86% possession, which also explains the inflated passing percentage in possession. We played 653 passes, they played 300, just as a side note there. We won 52% of our tackles, they 48. And we had 10 corners to one of theirs. I mean, if you look at the data, we should have won. If you'd asked me who scored 3 goals, I'd have said, oh yeah, those guys that had 68% possession and 13 shots on goal. Well, Hertha does what Hertha does. So yeah, as the overall summary of the game, we are missing a playmaker. Meyer is still trying to grow into this role and does very well. Grujic is not in form. He's also having issues. Maybe it's tactical. I don't think so. I think it's just they're a little bit out of form. Meyer had a great shot in the first half. We know that he has those thumping long distance shots, which I want to see more of. He took one this game, which is progress. He's moving forward, but I hate to say it again and repeat myself, but we're missing a playmaker. I think with the 3 across the back, we had crosses coming in way too easy. They were crossing on us like crazy. We also allowed a little bit too much counters, like they were on us. Usually it's us that we want to play counter soccer. However, in this game, we were kind of thrown off a little bit because Köpke is more of a counter type striker. We saw that in the game against Gelsenkirchen, where he had a lot of success with that. Now this game, we had all the possession, we had to create chances, and notoriously we have issues with that. We are more out of the defensive stance, play the ball forward fast, and yeah, when we're put in another position, we really seem to have issues. There were some moments where we looked a little bit better, with the header from Piontek and so on, that yeah, we're growing into this role and we will do better, especially now that we have this added quality, but there's still some little optimisms missing, really. So I think there was great energy from Luka Bacchio when he came in. I really liked him a lot. He did lots of crosses. He had one of the best shots of the game that barely missed the goal from outside the box. Meyer did well distributing the balls. Wolf, man, I just see too little from Wolf. I don't want to see him anytime soon in the starting 11 unless he should really show something in training, but I don't know. And we need to figure out a plan on how to score. Like a lot of times we have the ball up top, and if they're standing there defensively, we need to circulate the ball. Somebody needs to carry the ball into the box, make this aggressive run, maybe lay it off to somebody and take a shot. And overall, we have fast guys with Luka Bacchio, Köpke, Dilrosun, but Bruma, who is on loan currently at Mainz, he did really well. He was probably, if this guy wouldn't have scored a hat-trick, he would have been man of the match. I mean, he was cleaning everything up back there. He showed his class. Then they have this other defender, St. Jude, who was completely shutting down their right wing with his speed. It was tough, man. And yeah, after the game, Klinsmann said, we had this mid-season fixture that really messed us up. We were not fresh. We looked tired. Our mental was slow, and I agree. The guys were looking lethargic out there sometimes. They were not mentally there. After a while, they got tired, and it was just slowly acting. Like the actions were just slow. They would slowly press. When they trapped the ball would jump away really far. I don't know. Well, this was a game we should have won. It's not the end of the world. We still have more games. There's some more easy games ahead. Next, we are going away to Paderborn. This is a must-win for us. If we don't win this game, alarm bells should be ringing. However, let's give the guys a chance to prove us wrong. Let's keep supporting. Let's keep pushing. And let's get this W in Paderborn. And once we win in Paderborn, things will look better. We'll build up on everything and we'll move ahead. From Atlanta, Georgia, your host Selecta. Ha ho hey. Hertha BSC.
All the hip hop heads worldwide. Tengo el honor de presentar EllMatic.